She was the queen of the screen, adored by millions, her smile lighting up the world. But one day, in the middle of a workout, she collapsed, her body betraying her in an instant. Her vision blurred, her head pounded, and she couldn't speak. What was the silent killer lurking inside her? And more importantly, could you be ignoring the same warning signs right now, thinking they're just stress or a bad day? Stay with me, because this story could save your life. Her name was Emilia Clarke, the fearless mother of dragons from Game of Thrones. At just 24, she was a global sensation, captivating audiences with her strength and charm. She walked red carpets, laughed with co-stars, and lived a life most could only dream of. But behind that radiant exterior, something deadly was hiding, a secret so quiet, so insidious, that even she didn't know it was there. Emilia was young, healthy, unstoppable, or so she thought. But no one is immune to what was growing inside her brain, and neither are you. It started with small things. A headache that lingered longer than usual, pulsing behind her eyes. A wave of dizziness she shrugged off as exhaustion from long days on set. Maybe a strange sensation, like her head was tightening during a workout. She told herself it was nothing. She was busy, stressed, young. Who hasn't felt a little off sometimes? But those subtle signs weren't just stress. They were whispers of something far more dangerous. Emilia herself later said in a 2019 interview with The New Yorker, "I thought it was just a bad day, a bit of fatigue. I had no idea what was coming." Have you ever felt a headache you couldn't explain? A moment of dizziness you brushed aside? Those could be the same clues Emilia ignored, clues that nearly cost her everything. As the days went on, those whispers grew louder. The headaches became more frequent, sharper, like a vice gripping her skull. She felt tired in a way that sleep couldn't fix. Her body was trying to warn her, but she kept pushing forward, filming, smiling, living her dream. Then, in 2011, it all came crashing down. After a workout, Emilia felt a pain she'd never known before. In her own words, it was like an elastic band snapping in my brain. The pain was excruciating, a white-hot explosion that brought her to her knees. She couldn't walk, she couldn't speak. Her vision blurred as she collapsed, her world fading to black. She was rushed to the hospital, her life hanging by a thread. The vibrant star who'd conquered dragons was now fighting for survival, and no one saw it coming. Not her friends, not her family, not even her. Could you be missing the same signs right now, thinking they're no big deal? In that hospital room, the truth hit like a thunderbolt. Emilia's brain aneurysm had ruptured. A blood vessel in her brain had ballooned and burst, flooding her skull with blood. Doctors gave her a 50-50 chance of survival. She was 24 years old, in the prime of her life, and now she was facing death. Emergency surgery saved her, but the battle wasn't over. Years later, she discovered a second aneurysm, another ticking time bomb that required more surgery, more fear, more moments where she thought, "This is it." In a raw, tearful interview with CBS Sunday Morning, she said, "I thought I was done. I thought I'd never come back." But what if she'd known the signs earlier? What if someone had told her that a headache wasn't always just a headache? Her story could have ended in tragedy, but it didn't have to, and neither does yours. So what was this silent killer? A brain aneurysm, a bulge in a blood vessel in the brain that can leak or burst without warning. It's like a balloon stretched too thin, ready to pop at any moment. According to the Brain Aneurysm Foundation, 1 in 50 people have an unruptured aneurysm right now, and most have no idea. That's 6.5 million people in the United States alone, walking around with a potential time bomb in their heads. Half of those who suffer a rupture don't survive, and those who do often face permanent damage. The scariest part? It can strike anyone, at any age, with no warning. You could be next, and you wouldn't even know it until it's too late. Let's break it down. Your brain is a network of blood vessels, like a garden hose carrying life to every corner. Over time, things like high blood pressure, smoking, or even genetics can weaken a spot in that hose, causing it to bulge. That's an aneurysm. If it bursts, it's like a dam breaking. Blood floods the brain, causing a stroke, brain damage, or death. The warning signs are often subtle. A headache that feels different, maybe sharper or more persistent, blurred or double vision, pain above or behind your eye, a stiff neck or sudden dizziness that makes the room spin. Risk factors include smoking, uncontrolled high blood pressure, or a family history of aneurysms. Emilia had no obvious risk factors, yet it still happened to her. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke says 30,000 Americans suffer a rupture every year, and many could have been saved with early detection. A simple MRI or CT scan can spot an aneurysm before it bursts, but only if you act on the signs. Are you listening to your body, or are you ignoring the clues like Emilia did? Here's the good news. You can take control starting today. First, manage your stress. Chronic stress spikes your blood pressure, putting strain on those blood vessels. Try meditation or deep breathing for just 10 minutes a day. It is like giving your brain a shield. Second, eat foods that strengthen your blood vessels. Salmon, walnuts, and blueberries are packed with omega-3s and antioxidants that keep your brain healthy. Think of it as fuel for a stronger, safer engine. Third, if you smoke, quit. Smoking is like pouring gasoline on a fire. It doubles your risk of an aneurysm rupturing. And most importantly, don't ignore unusual symptoms. If you get headaches that feel off, dizziness that worries you, or pain you can't explain, see a doctor. A 15-minute scan could be the difference between life and death. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation says early detection saves lives, but only if you act before it's too late. Emilia Clarke survived, but her journey left scars, physical and emotional. She's now a fierce advocate for brain health, founding a charity called Same You to help others recover from brain injuries. Her story is a wake-up call, a reminder that even the strongest among us can fall to something as quiet as an aneurysm. So, I'm asking you, have you felt a headache that didn't make sense? A moment of dizziness you laughed off? Don't wait. If you or someone you love is at risk, do something now. Your life could depend on it. Imagine the people who need you, your family, your friends, your kids. What would happen to them if you ignored the signs and didn't make it? Don't let that be your story. This isn't just about Emilia, it's about you, your loved ones, everyone who thinks they're too young, too healthy, too busy to pay attention. If this story made you pause, imagine how many lives it could save if you share it. Spread the word. Tell your friends, your family, your co-workers. Subscribe for more stories and truths that could change or save your life. Don't wait until you're the one collapsing, wondering why you didn't act sooner. The time to listen to your body is now.